Gracious good morning, sports fans, and welcome once again to the second annual Don Kimble Memorial Swim and Dive Meet here on the campus of East Kentwood High School in Kentwood, Michigan. My name is Joey Sutherland, and I want to thank you for joining us here in day number 3. It is, of course, coffee and swimming. You didn't think life could get any better than that, but I tell you what, folks, it is indeed the best of both worlds, having coffee and swimming here this morning at East Kentwood High School. And let's take a look at where we're at in terms of day number 3 here, the final day. Prelims, of course, this morning. The finals tonight beginning at 6 o'clock will go on the air at 5:45. All right, so what do we have in store for us for today? Today in the prelims, we will have the 100-yard butterfly, the 200-yard freestyle, the 400-yard IM, the 200-yard breaststroke, the 100-yard backstroke, and probably about 500 heats of the 50-yard freestyle. That's what we have for prelims for you this morning. We're expecting this prelims to go till about 12:30-ish in that time frame. Tonight, for the finals, it'll begin again at 6. Now, yesterday, I got just about one round of the 3-meter for the boys. Today, we'll be able to do actually, I've got the heat sheets for both the men and the women, so for both the 1 and the 3 meters respectively. So we're going to do our best to try to, as you can see right now in the background, take a look at least a round or so. I definitely want to get the girls on the 3-meter, as we did a few of the boys on the 3-meter yesterday. All right, and let's take a look at the crowd we have here. A little bit of it anyway. As you can hear, Brandon Graff, our meet manager and our public address announcer, asking the swimmers to clear the pool. That tells you that we're at our 5-minute warning of when we will actually start swimming. And let's take a look here a little bit at the heat sheet, give you a heads up on what we got going. There'll be 4 heats of the women's 100-yard butterfly here. And then there will be 5 heats for the men on the 100-yard fly. The ladies will have 6 heats of the 200 free, with the men having 5 heats of the 200 free. So just kind of a quick sneak peek of what we have coming up for you here shortly. There are a grand total of 19 divers between the guys and the girls respectively. And we'll try to do our best to get around at some point in here. It might be we have to sacrifice 1 or 2 of the heats of swimming to do so, but doggone it, in my humble opinion, folks, the divers deserve as much love as the swimmers. And with Fidel Byringaro in the house, it makes everything so much easier for us. He's one of our little gopher runts that we have going around bringing copies, working with Eric Gale, who's running the diving. A big shout out today running the, at least for the prelims, we have the Azemont twins. Rachel Azemont has been here running the Colorado all weekend, or the System 6. Joining her today is Catherine Azemont, replacing Marshall Carr. They're embarrassing one of the swimmers right now. That's always fun. I am a big fan of embarrassing swimmers. So whenever you have that opportunity and you can single them out in the middle of all these people and embarrass them, why not? That's half the fun of being a coach or an administrator. All right, now for those of you who were not able to join us Friday or Saturday due to the high school state finals, well, thank you for finally being able to check in. I hope you watched the archive version of the streams to get caught up and see the action. There's so much, an enormous amount of local talent that are here. Oh. And with that, Coach Graff is telling us now that we're getting ready for our first heat here of the women's 100-yard butterfly. Let's take a look at who we got in this first heat. It'll be Samantha Kassler from Aquinas in lane number 1. Juliana Witt is in lane number 2. Isabella Nuet is in lane number 3. As the officials are blowing the whistle right now. Nikayla Sampson is in lane number 4. Michaela Vanisdale is in lane number 5. Myrna Tarlev is in lane number 6. And Lauren Cordier is in lane number 7. As they're coming up, as you can see here on the first turn. Again, this is just the 100-yard butterfly. So 2 laps, 4 wall touches. Let's take a look here on this first heat. Who's in the leaderboard? Looks like lane 6. And it is, in fact, Tarlev, who went a 26.98 on that first 50. She's got the, she's holding the lead right now. Final 50. Let's see if we have any negative splits. We only had 3 swimmers go under 30 seconds there on that opening 50. Back home they come, and it looks like a comfortable lead for Tarlev, and she is going to take the first heat. Marina Tarlev goes 59.74 to win the first heat. That is a personal best for the Wayne State standout. All right, now we'll get started here into heat 2 for this second heat. It'll be Kayla Mole in lane number 1. Brooke Hauser is in lane number 2. Emily Solarski is in lane number 3. Flora Zalnar is in lane number 4. Evie Dice is in lane number 5. Claire Hines is in lane 6. Nika Repsky is in lane number 7. Phoebe Johnston is in lane 8. Coming on the way back right now here. Let's take a look at who will be the lead. And actually, Flora was a scratch in lane 4. And it is lane number 3 in the lead. Solarski went 26.71 on that first 50. As they are making their way home now. Oh, this is getting a little closer here, folks. Should be an entertaining finish. Let's take a peek here. And it will be lane number 5. Actually, Evie Dice is going to win that one from Wayne, going 58.14. That is a 2.5-second drop. Nicely done there. Second place went to Jalen Harrison, 58.79. So we had 2 of the swimmers go sub 1 minute and also have at least 2.5 to 3 second drops. We're now into heat number 3 of 4 here. It is Camilla Lynn from Davenport in lane number 1. Megan Simini is in lane number 2 from Saginaw Valley. Jalen Harrison from Bethel is in lane 3. Shank is in lane number 4 from Davenport. Ashley Perry is in lane number 5 from Olivet Nazarene. Megan Elmquist from Wayne is in lane number 6. Also her teammate Julia Katulski is in lane 7. And Ella Althaver from Aquinas is in lane number 8. No scratches on this one. The leader at the halfway mark was 27.02 for Shank. Let's see if she can hold on to this one. They are on their way home. And out of lane number 4, getting the W, it'll be Shank. She goes 58.09. That is a 2.5 drop. Second place will go to Ashley Perry. She went 59.22. A 2.5 drop. So some good swims all around here, bringing us into the championship heat here of the 100-yard fly. Anika Fassett from Hillsdale is in lane number 1. Joining her is teammate Sarah Patanachek in lane number 2. Kayleen Darby is in lane number 3 from Saginaw Valley. Megan Clifford from Hillsdale is in lane number 4. Chelsea Engelsman is in lane number 5 from Davenport. Taylor King from Nazarene, Olivet Nazarene, is in lane number 6. Mackenzie Knowlton from Davenport's in lane number 7. And Natasha Astrakis is in lane number 8. Coming up on the first flip turn right here, it is real tight. The leader will be 26.74 for Engelsman. Coming up on the final turn here, this one is a real battle for it. Remember, these are just the into the final stretch here. Neck and neck in lanes 4 and 5. And at the wall, it will be, Megan Clifford touches out by 1/10 of a second over Chelsea Engelsman, 57-15 to 57-25. That is a 3-second drop for Engelsman and almost a full second drop for Clifford. But congratulations for Megan Clifford once again for taking that heat, the final heat. Now we're on to the men's. As I said, there's 5 heats here for the guys. In the first heat, it will be Reed Gilbert in lane number 2. Stuart Nowinski is in lane 3. And we got an issue here. It looks like they're adjusting one of the starting blocks. 3-second drop. Nice. Alex Dabrowitsky is in lane number 4. Mitchell McMath is in lane number 5. Muhammad Elawat is in lane number 6. And finally, Noble Singer is in lane 7. There we go. Everything's good. We're underway, and away they go. In heat number 1, 1 of 5. Coming back here for the first 50. It's going to be lane number 3 in the lead. Nowinski went a 22.83. Wow, that is a very fast 50. And they are now on their way home. Opening up about a full body length lead, about to take the wall with a time of 50.20. Wow. That is good enough that's going to be amongst the leaders in any heat, folks. Congratulations. Stuart Nowinski from Wayne goes 50.20 to take the first heat. Second place was Dabrowitsky, who went 52.54. All right, here in the second heat, it'll be Noah Barstad in lane number 1, Jake Forsyth in lane number 2, Jake Tarman in lane number 3. Christopher Azuno Chin is in lane number 4. Lane number 5 is Jean Carlos Fernandez. Lane number 6 is Caden Allen. Lane number 7 is Christian King. And finally, in lane number 8, we have Evan Ward. Heat number 2 here. Again, I am super impressed that in the first heat we saw a 50. We might see a sub 50 here, folks. And that would be super exciting as well. I'd love to see somebody go under 50 here in the 100 fly for the guys. On the way back right now, on the first 50. Got a little bit ahead of the camera there. It looks like lane one's going to have the lead here. Barstad does, 25-21. Flipping back, we'll follow him up here. Hitting the wall, final way home. 50.2 is the fastest time we've had so far. And still holding the lead down in lane one. And it is Noah Barstad goes 55-37 to win that one. Second place will be Tarman, who goes 59-35. That is a 3-second drop plus for Tarman. Azuno Chen went 1:00.92, and that's a second drop. And that'll bring us here into our third heat. In this third heat, it'll be Ian Clapp. Sibi Raj is in lane number 2. Colin Chi is in lane number 3. Luca Vetko is in lane 4. Logan Burnt is in lane number 5. Porter Hoffman is in lane number 6. Matthew Monday is in lane number 7. And in lane 8, it's Lucas Harding. At the halfway mark, it is a 22.50 for Zetko, has the lead. They're coming up on the final flip. Heading home. That water is moving, folks. We're seeing some good swims here. Let's see how close this one goes. Coming in to the wall. It looks like lane 4 has it. And he does. And we went sub 50, folks. He goes 49.24. That is a 1.5-second drop for Luca Vetsko from Wayne. That is a great swim. Congratulations. Second place went to lane 5. Logan Berndt, who went 50.33. Also a great time, and 2-second drop there as well. For heat number 4, we will have Gage Pompilo from Davenport in lane number 1. It'll be Ryan Kruger in lane number 2. DeMarcus Washington's in lane number 3. Alejandro Robles Ruiz is in lane number 4. Marco Cabrera Durate is in lane number 5. Miguel Hernandez is in lane number 6. Ryan Harrison's in lane number 7. And finally, Colin Neely is in lane 8 for Aquinas. And coming up on the halfway mark at a 22.91. That was Alejandro Robles Ruiz from Saginaw Valley. Let's see that last turn. They are on their way back. And it will be hitting the wall. 48.91, another best. That is a great time. 48.91. A full second drop for Alejandro Robles Ruiz from Saginaw Valley. Second place on that goes to DeMarcus Washington, who went 51.62 for a 2-second drop. And now our final heat here of the men's 100-yard butterfly. It'll be Bryce Rodriguez in lane number 1. Connor Spanos is in lane number 2. Joa Pedro Noguera is in lane number 3. Michael Wolsek is in lane number 4. Eric Perzak is in lane number 5. Michael Quintana is in lane number 6. Matt Velasquez is in lane number 7. And Nick Joswick is in lane number 8. Coming up on the first flip turn. And 22.30 for Wolsek is the leader. And it is a bad pun, but he is truly flying in the water. Coming up on that turn, heading home now. Has a full body length lead as he's about to hit the wall with a time of 47.74. That'll be the leader now out of lane 1, Wolsek. He dropped 2 more seconds, folks. 47.74. It is Perzak going 49.84 is second. And that, folks, is another 2-second drop. So we saw some great 100-yard butterfly. Now we're going to transition back to the women into the 200-yard freestyle. We'll have 6 heats for the ladies. In the first heat, it'll be Haley Walters in lane number 3. Maddie Chorley is in lane number 4. They're both from Wayne. And in lane number 5 from Davenport, it is Jessie Gradler. All right, we are underway here with this 200-yard freestyle. Again, 6 heats for the ladies. And 5 heats for the men. 5 heat for the men. This is 4 laps. We have just finished the first. 27.1 is the leader right now for Maddie Chorley. She is just ahead of Haley Walters at 27.23 and 28.51 for Gradler. Sticking a nice, consistent. There's the flip turn. We're at 56.93 to 56.99, respectively. $10037 is Gradler at the halfway mark as they are now making their way back, coming up on the 150-yard mark. It's nice that the snow is melted, it stopped snowing, so our crowd should be a little better today. Coming up on our last flip turn, heading home for the last time here. It looks like it is Chorley with the lead. Let's see if she can hold that, and she will. Hitting the wall with a time of 1:57.58. Touching out teammate 1:58.31. And 2:07.10 for Gradler. And heat number 2. Justine Zerka is from Wayne in lane number 2. Sabine Branford is in lane number 3, also from Wayne. Avery Connors from Aquinas is in 4. Megan Fralla from Davenport's in 5. We have Peyton Michalski is in lane number 6 from Wayne. And Maureen Lynch is in lane 7 from Aquinas. And there they go. This is heat number 2 here. And again, like the first heat, we have no seed times. So these are all first official swim times of the year for these respective swimmers, which guarantees another heat of all personal bests for the year. Coming up on the first turn here, it's going to be lane number 5. Megan Fralla with the lead at 27.82. As they are finishing the 75 yards here into this 200-yard swim. It's a pretty good battle between lane 3 and 5 here as we're coming on the flip turn at the halfway mark. 57.91 for Fralla, 58.42 for Branford. $100 of the 200 has been completed. at the flip turn there. Heading back, it's still really close between the two swimmers. Frala continues to hold the lead. She will hit the wall at 1:28.53 to 1:29.24 for Sabine Bradenford. Final 50 right now, about to hit the wall for the last time. Making their way home. Looks like Frala's going to hold on to this one. Her lead now up to about a body length. And the Davenport senior, Megan Frala, goes 1:58.84. Second place was Bradford, 1:59.95. And third place, 2:04.85 from Wayne, Peyton Michalski. And that'll bring us into Heat 3. Let me turn the page here. We have Dylan Phillips is in lane number 1. Aubrey Velzen is in lane number 2. Kayla Dubel is in lane number 3. Lara Gali is in lane number 4. Sarah Patanachek is in lane number 5. Emma Norman is in lane number 6. Emma Scott's in lane 7. And Lily Heath is in lane 8. This is a fun heat for me because both Sarah Patanachek from Hillsdale, I'm a good friend of her father, who I saw here earlier this morning. And then, of course, as we get ready for that flip turn here at the quarter mark, the leader at 27:15 is Dubel. But also, Emma Norman is a fine young lady who is a local swimmer who actually took my lifeguarding class here. So I'm familiar with a couple of these swimmers. It's always nice to be able to support them here by doing this stream for them and their families. And the lead right now in lane number 3 still, it's Dubel. She held a 29.90. She's at 57.05 at the halfway mark. Three of the swimmers went sub 1 minute at the halfway mark. Heat number 3 of 6, so we still have 3 more heats of these to go here. Holding the lead out of lane number 3, it's Kayla Dubel with another 32.20, going 1:29. Quit messing with the lights upstairs, people. On their way. And hitting the wall with a 2:01.06. 2:01.06. That is a 3.5 second drop for Kayla Dubel, who wins the heat. Second place on that one will go to Sarah Patanachek, who goes 2:02.13. That is a 2 plus 2.5 second drop. So very nicely done, Sarah, as well. All right, in heat number 4, it's Veronica Markwood from Saginaw Valley. Marie Taylor's in lane number 2. Julie Mizik is in lane number 3. My fault. Julia Mizik from Davenport's in lane number 3. Andrea Bustos is in lane number 4. Josefina Gonzalez is in lane number 5. Megan Seeloff is in lane number 6. Lucy Engel Wilkerson is in lane 7. And Kylie Clark from Saginaw Valley is in lane 8. Coming up on the first flip turn, lane 2 will have the lead, 26.05 for Taylor. 1/4 of the way done with this race. Coming up on the halfway mark here. I am going to transfer into diving at the completion here of the women's 200-yard freestyle. Still the leader at 55-59. It is Mizik. It's close, though, with 56.01 for Taylor. About ready to hit the wall once again. Let's see who still has it. It will be, man, is that close. Mizik is now at 125.85, holding the lead at the 150 mark. Final 50 coming up right now. Last flip turn. This is where you show what get up and go still has to go. Leave it all in the water, although this is just the prelims. Heading home, this is going to be razor thin. It looks like lane 3 has it, and it will be with a time of 1:56.28. A 2-second drop for Julia Mizik, the Davenport standout. Takes first, second place on that goes 1:56.67. And that was Andrea Bustos. Now we are into heat number 5. We'll have Micah Casper from Davenport's in lane number 1. Elizabeth Wolf is in lane number 2. Lane number 3 is Megan Clifford. Lane number 4 is Rebecca Wallace from Davenport. Lane number 5 is Haley Briner, I beg your pardon. Haley Briner is in lane number 5. Lane number 6 will consist of Carolyn Holmes. Lane number 7 has Carly Logan, and lane number 8 is Sarah Clark. All right, here we go. Underway. Bingo, bango, boingo. Into the water they go. Seed time to beat here is 1:55.16 for Wallace. 200-yard freestyle. Had a conversation this morning with Micah Casper. Was kind of teasing her a little bit on how to swim this one. Like, what do I know? At the that's Holmes with the lead at 26.46. It's a really good race. Coming up on the halfway mark. Let's see who's going to hold the lead here. We'll see the flip turn coming up in a second. There's still 5 swimmers battling this one out. Looks like lane 6 going to take the lead. 55.30 for Carolyn Holmes. 55.60 for Wallace. They're 1-2 respectively here as we're coming up on the 150-yard mark. It is still really close. Hitting the wall. 124.50 for Wallace. She goes 29 flat on that 50. To the final 50 we go. Who's got it left in the tank? They are duking it out. The battle for first and second is right now less than an eyelash. On the way home. And it will be, looks like Wallace is opening up the body length lead. And Rebecca Wallace from South Africa, from Davenport, goes 1:53.53 for first place. That is about a second and a half drop. Second goes to Megan Clifford, 1:54.68. And that's almost a 4-second drop. So some great swims again. I can't get over what great swims we've seen. All right, in our final heat, it'll be Mary Grace Doyle in lane number 1 from Aquinas. Caitlin Inman is in lane number 2. Isadora Sakarik is in lane number 3. Barbara Munez Quintero is in lane number 4. Jordan Fox is in lane number 5. Ali Vasilakis is in lane number 6. Emil Helgren is in lane number 7. And Ava Frick is in lane number 8. Sorry about that, folks. I had an issue with my throat, had to clear it out. All right, coming up on the next turn at the halfway mark in the lead, 54-85. It is Munoz Quintera at 54-85. Let's see the, come on, folks. There we go, flipping into it for our next flip turn. They're making their way back, coming up on the 150-yard marker. Let's see the turn, and this is real close, folks. It will be 124-25 to 124-20. Holy cow, the top three places are within a tenth of a second. On the last 50, still anybody's to win here. Last 10 yards. And at the wall, it will be, holy cow, Jordan Fox snuck that one out, going 152.73. That is a 5-second drop for Fox. Second place goes to lane number 3, Isadora Sakarik, and she went 152.93. All right, folks, as promised, I'm going to switch it over here to try to get a little bit of look at the divers. Maybe. It is number 8. Dylan Tyson just went for Davenport, doing dive 303C. He'll get 5.565 for 35 points. Let's see where that puts us in terms of. And perfect timing, because now we are going over. Let's see if I can adjust the camera just a little. Maybe zoom in. All right, we'll kind of leave it at here. And it is going to be Kaylee Mills is up there diving right now. Mills from Saginaw Valley. That was 304C, so they must be in the third round. Her scores will be 4, 3.5, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 3.5 for 25 points. Next up, it'll be Emily Bolt. The Davenport diver is up on the near board of the 3 meter. She is doing dive 405C. That's the inward 2.5 somersault in the tuck you're about to see. Gets up super high, enters the water. Let's wait for the judges' scores. 4.5, 5, 5. That'll give her 51.2, I believe. And now it's Kaylee Smith doing dive 203C, the back 1.5 somersault with a tuck. This has a degree of difficulty here of 1.9. And she's about to begin that dive, gets up. Nice extension. I apologize, folks, as you can't see the entry, but the coaches are all on the bulkhead, cutting off our angle. She scored 5, 5.5, 6 for 30 points, and that's going to bring us to Grace Overbeek doing dive 403C. That is a 1.9 degree of difficulty, an inward 1.5 somersault with a tuck. And nice little entry there. There's just no way to try to cut this out. Just see a little, I know we're seeing the people now, but I want to try to make sure we get Michaela Senkis is going to be doing dive 303B here. The reverse 1.5 somersault in the pike position. She's on the near board. You can see her right now, just to the right of my name. Making her approach, gets up high. Hits the toes, overextends slightly, enters the water. Judges scores 5.5 for 35.6. Lacey Mirandit from Davenport will be doing dive 303B. That, of course, is a reverse 1.5 somersault in the pike position. She's on the far board here. Degree of difficulty here is 2.3. Good approach, gets up, enters, feet first, or head first, hands first, and we'll get a score of 3.5, 4.5, 4.5 for 28.75. Adelaide Spencer doing dive 303C, and she wastes no time hitting that one. And we'll wait for the judges' score on that. 5, 6, 5.5 for 33 points. And our final diver here, it is Mackenzie Valencia Moore doing dive 403C. Gets up, spins, enters, and we'll await her scores. 5, 5, 4.5 for 27.5. All right, they're going to head over to the 1 meter now, which will allow me to transition back here into this heat, as it looks like we're finishing up. Actually, let's go to the scoreboard here. Get you caught up so you can see. I think we're getting ready for the, and it will be, oh, that's the finish there. We're waiting on Tucci. And that'll bring us to the third heat. Let's get back to the start view. Make sure I have what's right. I do. So that's going to be Trevor Freeriches in lane number 1. Mitch Dickey's in lane number 2. From Davenport, Timothy Braun is in lane number 3. Jacob Karpinski is in lane number 4 from Davenport. Henry Booker's in lane number 5. Manuel Casado is in lane number 6. Matt Velasquez is in lane number 7. And Hunter Fosler from Davenport's in lane number 8. Coming up on the first 50, our leader will be 23 for Booker. Coming back right now, coming up on the halfway mark. Seed time to beat here is 1:42. At the flip turn, it's close, but I think lane 5 has it. Booker, 25:41, 48:64. He does, but still less than a half a second differential between first and third as they're coming up on the flip turn. We'll be about to hit the wall for the, this will be at 150 yards. Final 50 to come, and this is a real dogfight between lane 4 and 5. It is 1:14.53 to 1:14.79. Karpinski has taken the lead. Let's take a look at this final flip turn. They're heading home here. A great flip turn there. That might change the complexion of this race. It sure did. And about to win this one in lane number 4 is Jacob Karpinski. He goes 1:40.10. That is a 2-second drop for first place. Second place is Henry Booker, who goes 1:41.91. That's a 5-second drop. And that'll bring us into heat number 4. David Gann is in lane number 1. Tomas Jakowski is in lane number 2. Nicholas Klenner is in lane number 3. Logan Fox is in lane number 4. Alvaro Alvaro, easy for me to say, Alvaro Ruiz de Canis from Davenport's in lane number 5. Mason Beal is in lane number 6. From Aquinas in 7 and 8, it's Conrad Eichbauer and Grant Bricking. Coming up on the first flip turn, it will be 22.55 for Jakowski. At the first 50. Now we're coming up on the flip turn, nearing the halfway mark of this race. Heat number 4 of 5 here of the men's 200-yard freestyle. Still holding the lead at the flip turn is Jakowski at 47.93. Halfway through, we have 5 of the swimmers still under 48. And at the next flip turn, it's gotten closer. 114.81 to 114.97. Now it's going to come down to this last 50. Who's got it in the tank? This is where the kick increases. Kick, 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 kick. What do you got? Who wants it? Who wants to win? Coming back here. And it is, wow, we've had a huge change in the leaderboard. It'll go all the way down to lane number 5, gets the W. A time of 1:40.66. That is a 3+ second drop for Alvaro Ruiz de Canis from Davenport. He wins. Second place goes to Logan Fox, who goes 1:41.23. That's a 2 1/4 drop, so some great drops all around here. Bring us into our final heat here of the men's 200-yard freestyle. That'll have Gabe Carroll in lane number 1. Nate Schluckelbeyer is in lane number 2. Clayton Kennard is in lane number 3. Almas Zedlak is in lane number 4. Jack Fries is in lane 5. Zach Dolman is in lane number 6. Elliot Matyak is in lane number 7. And Drew Gingrich is in lane number 8. Coming up right now on our first flip turn at the 50. I beg your pardon, at the first 50, it is a 23-21 with the lead. No, 23-15, sorry, for Zedlak. That was so close, it was tough to tell. Coming in right now, about to hit the halfway mark. Let's see at the flip turn. It is 48-39. It is still Zedlak with the lead, just ahead of Fries. At the far side wall on the next flip turn, we've seen that the walls have been a huge difference in who's winning and losing on the last hundreds of these 200 yards. Opening up the lead right now in lane number 4, Zedlak with another 25.55. He's at 113.94 for the final 50. Hits his last flip turn on his way home. Does he have enough in the tank? He is looking to go faster than 141. He is definitely on pace for that. Opens up a big lead. And he will hit the wall. And, folks, he went 138.90. Holy cow. That is a 2 1/4 second drop. Second place on that one will go to Kennard, who goes 141.93. And that, folks, was a 5-second drop. Man, our swimmers are going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in the water here this Sunday morning. We are seeing some spectacularly fast swimming. All right, now we are into the ladies' 400-yard IM. We will have 4 heats for the women and 3 heats for the men. Let's take a look at our lineup here. It will be Megan Dallaire is in, this is actually all Wayne in this heat, Wayne State. Megan Dallaire, Abigail Warner is in lane 4. Juliana Witt's in lane 5. Rose Haney is in lane 6. It is a Wayne State lineup here. I will give odds that nobody outside of Wayne State wins this heat. At the end of the butterfly, it is, oh, I'm sorry, we're in the 400 IM, so they got 100 of that. That was just the 50 mark. I have no idea. 100 yards of each of the 4 strokes. And, of course, in the individual medley, as they're coming back right now, it starts with the butterfly, transitions into the back. Then we go to the breast, and, of course, as always, we end in the front crawl. Holding the lead at the end of the butterfly in lane number 3 at 105.83 is Dallaire. Close is Haney at 106.17. I am going to once again try to transition back to the women's 3 meter here the next time they rotate from the men's 1 meter back to the women's 3 meter. Still holding the lead. 143.55. It's Megan Dallaire. All right. And as the backstroke now has become the breaststroke, it is a 2:20.65 for Dallaire, and lane number 3 still has the lead. Diving, trying to see what round it is. Looks like round 5. And holding the lead still after the first 50 of the breaststroke in lane number 3 at 3:01.32. Second place, 3:04.21. Making their way back here. And hitting the wall at 3:43.32. Now she's on to the front crawl. Final 100 yards here. Now it's about a 2.5 body length lead for Megan Dallaire as she hits the wall at 4:16.35. Final 50, here we go. Excuse me. Want to see the finish on this? Got a little ahead of it. See them right now making their way back. And hitting the wall with a time of 4:47.95. Second place went to Juliana Witt, 450.58. That's going to bring us into heat number 2. Want to get through this. Diana Musioli is in lane number 1. Rodum Dago is in lane number 2. Elise Mason is in lane number 3. Haston Horling is in lane number 4. Kayleen Darby is in lane number 5. Jessica Bayer is in lane 6. Emma McLendon is in lane number 7. And Abigail Wampler is in lane number 8. Oh, and now it is time for me to transition over to our diving. It'll be Lexi Miranda, you can see right now getting ready to do dive 105B, I believe. Yes, it is a forward 2.5 somersault in the pike. Gets up, enters. See her scores. It will be 4.555 for 34.8. All right, our next diver after Lexi will be Kaylee Mills doing dive 203B. This has a degree of difficulty of 2.2. She's on the closer board here. Gets up, enters nicely. That was a nice entry. And we're waiting for the scores. 4.5, 5.5, 5.5 for 34 points. Emily Bolt will be doing dive 205C. The back 2.5 somersault with a tuck. This has a 2.8 degree of difficulty. Gets up, kind of veers a little bit to her right, enters the water. Let's see how the judges score that one. 4.5 for 35 points. Kaylee Smith will be doing dive 5132D. She wastes no time. Gets up, enters. The Saginaw Valley standout will get scores of 4.5, 5.5, no dive. I don't know if that's correct. 4.5, 5.5, 5 for 31.5. That makes a lot more sense there. As now it will be Grace Overbeek doing her next dive, 203C, back 1.5 somersault with a tuck. This has a 1.9 degree of difficulty. She's at 118 points coming in. Gets into that. Nice job going in. Judges scores 4.5, 5.5, 5 for 28.5. Michaela Senkis is up next from Wayne State doing dive 52-33D. Back 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist free. This is a high DD at 2.4. Gets up, a little bit overcorrects on that one. That'll affect some. It will, but actually a very nice score. 5.5, 6.5 for 43.2 points. Lacey Miranda from Davenport doing dive 403B. This has a degree of difficulty of 2.1. The inward 1.5 somersault in the pike position. She's on the far board there as she enters. Did not see her enter there. Let's see how the judges see it. They have a much better angle than us, folks. 5.66 for 35.7. Adelaide Spencer will be doing 404C. That's an inward double somersault with a tuck. She's at 139 points coming in. Gets up high. Didn't quite get the ankles under the hips quick enough. Still slightly bent. Let's see how the judges score that. 5.5, 39.6. And our final dive here will be Mackenzie Valencia Moore is doing dive 203C. This has a 1.9 degree of difficulty. Gets up, gets in. Judges scores 5.55 across the board, 28.5. All right, that concludes that fifth round of diving. And we're going to make our way back to swimming here. We're in the middle here of the heat. I actually read the names out. This is still the same heat of the 400-yard IM. And it is going to be, actually, let's switch the camera. It's close, actually, and it'll be first place down in lane number 8. Abigail Wampler from Davenport goes 4:37.83. Second place on that one will go to lane 3, Mason. She went 4:41.98. That is a 12-second drop. And third place on that one will go to Horling, 4:42. So some nice swims there. All right, now I'm switching the page once again. This is going to bring us up to heat number 3. Heat 3, Brandon, heat 3. It'll be Madeline Critchell from Aquinas in lane number 1. Phoebe Johnston is in lane number 2. Emma Dickhunt is in lane 3. Sierra Mason is in lane number 4. Paula Rondebeau is in lane number 5. Megan Elmquist is in lane number 6. Hannah Duthit is in lane number 7. And Ella Wagner is in lane number 8. All right, folks, sorry about that. Coming up right now, let's see this next turn. 39.1 for Wagner, 39.68 for Sierra Mason. At 2:51 251.09 to 251.98. Let's swing this all the way down to the other side here. Again, if you're new to the sport of swimming, in the 400-yard IM, it goes fly back breast free. We're on the breaststroke now. And it is now the transition into the freestyle for Wagner and Mason, who are 1-2 respectively. You can see them right now about to turn in the freestyle. And it looks like now in the freestyle, it's Ella Wagner down in 8 is opening up her lead. There's about a 3/4 of a body length lead to go. We're into the last 50 here. And actually, it might be closer than I thought now as Sierra Mason making her move. Let's see the last turn. It is so close. Hard to tell for sure. I don't want to call this with the naked eye. So, hitting the wall, it'll actually be Sierra Mason, 4:37.37. And in second place was Ella Wagner, 4:37.59. Third place will go to Elmquist, who goes 4:47.68. That is a 10-second drop for Megan Elmquist, who gets third place. That's a very good swim as well. So a plethora of great swims in there, but congratulations once again to Sierra Mason from Saginaw Valley. She drops 2.5 seconds, going 4:37.37 to take that heat. And now we're on to the championship heat, or I beg your pardon, this is the fourth and final heat. We're in the prelims. There's no championship anything yet. In our final heat here, it will be Lauren Cordier from Saginaw Valley in lane number 1. Devin Olson is in lane number 2. In lane number 3, it is Amy Mills. Lane number 4, it'll be Ellie Belmore. Lane number 5, Joanna Burnham. Lane number 6, it's Cassidy Lease. Lane number 7, it's Kayla Logis. And in lane number 8, it's Chelsea Fenton from Saginaw Valley. Our final heat here and the names disappeared. Oh, there they go. It was an optical illusion, but everything's good now, folks. As we're going to, again, quickly see if we can finish this round here of divers. Emily Bolt just went, and now it's Kaylee Smith with 53.21. This is the 5th round here. This is a 2.1 degree difficulty for Kaylee Smith. Back 1.5 somersault, half twist free position. Gets up. I did not see anything that looked like that. The judges' scores were 5, 6, 5. Grace Overbeek is next. Now they got it right. That's 6th round. Should be 51.32D. For some reason, it's still showing 5th round on the. Oh, maybe it does say 6th. It's hard to say. She gets up, though. Oh, had to force to finish it, but she's able to get it in. Let's see how the judges score that for Grace. 3-4-3 for 21 points. Now we're going to have Michaela Senkis, who is was our leader. She is still within 22 points here, doing dive 52.35D. back, 1.5 somersault, 2.5 twist, free position. A lot of moving parts. Splashes hard into the water. Let's see how the judges reward that. 4, 4.5, 5, 37 points, puts her back in the leaderboard. Now it's going to be Lacey Miranda doing dive 404C. Inward double somersault with a tuck. Enters the water there, and the judges score. 165 points coming in. She's going to add 34 with 4.5, 4.5, 5.5. Adelaide Spencer doing dive 5132D, wasting no time. 2.1 degree of difficulty. Nice entry into the water there. She was at 179 points going in. Is going to bring up 28.35 with 4, 5, 5.5. And our final diver once again is Mackenzie Valencia Moore. That was dive 203C with a 2.0 degree of difficulty. Adding to her 151 points is 4, 4.5, 4.5 for 26. Brings her up to 177. Back to the final heat, the fourth heat here for the women's 400-yard IM. And it will be lane number 4. 331.38 for Belmore from Wayne. Just ahead of the 333.23 of Burnham from Hillsdale. Let's see the flip turn coming up here for our leader in lane number 4. Burnham at now 403.11. Front crawling it. Her seed time, 441.87. And about to hit the wall. And she will go in 434.96. A 5-second drop there for Ellie Belmore, who wins it. Second place in lane number 5. Burnham goes 437.18. That's a 4-second drop. Some great swims all around there. Now let's transition into the men's 400-yard IM. It'll be Gorecki from Wayne in lane number 2. Stombaugh from Saginaw Valley's in lane number 3. Vargas also from Saginaw Valley's in 4. Marquez from Saginaw Valley's in lane 5. Tennant from Aquinas is in lane 6. And Zigiel from Davenport's in lane number 7. They are off. 400-yard individual medley, or IM. At the first 50, it's a 24.97 is the leader. And now it is 28.57, bringing it up to 53.54 at the end of the first 100. We transition from butterfly here into backstroke. 126.45 now for Vargas is snuck into the lead just ahead of several swimmers there. In the breaststroke we are. I want to take a look here at the turn for the leaders. Sneaking into the lead at 2:34.53. Man, it's that close. David Ziegel from Davenport is snuck into the lead there. Coming up on the end of the breaststroke. And now we're into the front crawl. $3:12.61 for Ziegel. Might have a change in the leaderboard here. In fact, I know we do. Now it is 3:43.10 for Vargas. Final 50 as they're coming up on their last flip turn. And about to hit the wall, taking it with a time of 4:11.52 is Vargas. A 9-second drop. Second place is teammate Marquez, who goes 4:12.08. That's a 12-second drop. Ziegel goes 4:14.81. A very healthy drop as well. Finally, fourth place is Strombow, 4:16. And another 12-second drop. All right, we are now heading into heat number 2. Hunter Jackson is in lane number 2. Benjamin Wayman is in lane number 3. Wayman is in lane number 3. Matteo Capitasti is in lane number 4. Alex DeHame is in lane number 5. Joe Sheets is in lane 6. And Chase Aruskavikas is in lane number 7. Heat number 2 of 3 here. All right, folks. Once again, while I got you here, I would like to make a quick humble request of you. If you're enjoying the stream, if it's beneficial at all, I ask that you go down to the bottom right of your screen and click like, and then next to that, click subscribe. Help me out. Sorry about that, folks. In the midst of me trying to give you my commercial, I had part of my primary function as the aquatics director dealing with a quick situation there. We're back to it here. Let's take a look at this next next turn as we are into the breaststroke. 158.97 for Wayman is in the lead, and then a couple of 159.25, 159.29. So second and third place are a differential of less than 0.04 of a second. As you see him coming in right now at the halfway of the breaststroke. And now it's Duhame at 2:33.51 taking the lead. And the breaststroke can definitely be the one that hurts people here in the 400-yard IM. It's not uncommon to have the leaderboard change when we are into the 400 IM. And man, that is a breaststroker down in lane 5. As he gets ready to transition from the breaststroke now into the front crawl. Does he have enough of a lead? 100 yards to go. It is 3:08.37 to 3:11.38. 100 yards to go, all front crawl from here. He's actually opened up now a 3 body length lead with a 29.52 for Alex Duhame, 3:37 and some change. Let's watch the last flip turn here. Hits the wall, heading home. Still about a 2 full body length lead. And now he will hit the wall at 4:07.61 for Alex Duhame. Folks, that's a 15-second drop. Second place is Mateo from Saginaw Valley. He goes 4:10.80. That's a 7-second drop. Third place is Wayneman, and he goes 4:13.01. That's a almost 12 and a half second drop. Crazy. All right, our third and final prelim heat of the men's 400-yard IM. From Davenport in lane number 1, it's going to be Julian Luze. Lane number 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all Wayne State. Trevor Freerich, Matt Hernandez, Trevor Jones, and Marco Vucelik. Lane number 6 is Zach Anguish from Bethel, and Ronan Pleece is in lane 7 for Davenport. The leader at the end of the first 50 with a 24.47 is Trevor Jones. Now he's at 52.63 at the end of the first 100. They're into the backstroke. Sorry about that, folks. All right, we are still at 124.49 for Trevor Jones. He's got the lead from Wayne, and this predominantly Wayne, although there is 2 Davenport swimmers in this heat as well. Let's take a look at the next turn, where it's going to be lane number 4 again. Trevor Jones, 156.18, 157.68 for Ronan Pleece, the Davenport standout. Coming up, as you can see, the turn there. In this breaststroke here, about to transition. Final 50 of the breaststroke. And now about a body length lead and a half, as now we're into the final 100 of the freestyle. Trevor Jones, 306.18. Ronan Pleece, 309.86. Our leaders coming up on their final 50. It's now a 2 body length lead as we go to the final 50 at 335.28 for Jones, 339 for Pleece. Bringing it home, Trevor Jones from Wayne. And he will hit the wall with a time of 4:03.58. That is a 4.5 second drop. Pleece goes 4:07.21. Holy cow, that also is a personal best. Third place is Vucelic, Marco Vucelic, who goes 4:10.55. Folks, that's an 11-second drop. So great swims all around once again. All right, let's switch gear and into our next event now. It'll be the 4 heats of the women's 400-yard breaststroke, heat number 1. Justine, actually another all-Wayne State relay. Justine Zerka, Megan Dallaire, and Abigail Warner are in 3, 4, and 5 respectively. Zerka's in 3, Dallaire's in 4, and Warner is in lane 5. 200-yard breaststroke. And hitting the wall, winning this with a time of 2:33.55 is Abigail Warner. That is her personal best. Now on to heat number 2. It'll be Lily Bruner in lane number 1. Kirsten Stoddard is in lane number 2. Rose Haney is in lane 3. Haston Horling is in lane number 4. Hannah Gorecki is in lane number 5. Megan Simini is in lane number 6. And Murphy Crawford is in lane 7. And first place, Haston Horling goes 2:23.69. Gorecki goes 2:27.04. So congratulations to Haston Horling from Wayne with that 2:23.69. That's a 3 seconds drop. Gorecki's second place time at 2:27 is a 2 second drop. Third place will go to Simini, Megan Simini, who goes 2:35.93. And we're coming up now. Oh, do we still have a... I'm like, I don't see a swimmer still going. I made that mistake earlier today. Now we are in heat number 3. It is Hope McGarry Costello from Aquinas in lane number 1. Mallory Brownrig from Davenport in lane number 2. Ellie Belmore from Wayne is in lane number 3. Julietta Vega is in lane number 4. From Davenport in lane number 5, it's Emma Wallace. Lane number 6, it's Lisette Fenoff from Saginaw Valley. Lane number 7, Rodham Andeco is in lane number 8. Coming pretty close here on this at the first. And the leader at the end of the first 50, it is Emma Wallace at 32.59. We went 32.59 to 37.46 on that first 50. First of 4 50s here in the third of 4 heats here of the women's 200-yard breaststroke. At the halfway mark, it is Vega, 109.46. Wallace, 109.85. Those two are separated by 0.4 of a second as we're now on the back 100. And at the 150 mark, it is Vega 146.68, Wallace 148.51. Making their way home now are the leaders. And taking this third heat with a time of 2:22.14. That's Julieta Vega from Olivet Nazarene with a 4-second drop. Second place on that will go to Emma Wallace, who goes 2:26.30. That, folks, is a 3-second drop. Third place is Belmore, who goes 2:30.35. That's a 2.5-second drop, so some good swims all around. Brownrigg goes 2:34.20. That's a 2+ second drop. All right, here in our final heat of the prelims, 200-yard breaststroke for the women. Cassie Scott from Davenport is in lane number 1, right in front of me here. Grace Charnstrom from Saginaw Valley is in lane number 2. Joanna Burnham is in lane number 3. Allison Pearson is in lane number 4. Vivian Kunkler is in lane number 5. Emma Dickhunt is in lane number 6. Sarah Norman is in lane number 7. And Anna Bensteed is in lane number 8 for Aquinas. Seed time to beat here. 2:25.96 for Pearson. At the wall, it's 31.81 for Allison Pearson. First of 4 laps here. Getting close to the flag at the halfway mark. And it will be at the halfway mark, 108.69 for Allison Pearson. Second place is right around 112 for several people. On their way, coming up on the 150-yard mark after this turn here. You can see the leader right there still in lane number 4. Coming up on the flags. And about to hit the wall. 1 lap to go, 50 yards at a 145.34 for Allison Pearson. And then it's Burnham at 150.33. Picking up the speed there is Pearson. Final turn. Making her way back home. Has a commanding lead. And about to hit the wall. How fast will her time go? 2:22.20. That is a 3.5-second drop. Second place is Burnham, who goes 2:28.36. That's a 4-second drop, and third place will go to Dick Hunt with a 2:29.93. That's about a 5-second drop. Cassie Scott goes 2:40.95 for Davenport, and that is a 5 1/4 second drop. So some good swims all around once again. And do something we haven't got to do in a while. Take a quick look here at the board as we're getting ready to transition into the men's. We have 3 heats of the men's 200-yard breaststroke. Let's take a look at our lineup here. In heat number 1 of the prelims, it's Seb Schoaf from Aquinas in lane number 1. Nate Schluckebeyer from Saginaw Valley in lane number 2. Christian Rotier is in lane number 3. Kayla Barong is in lane number 4. Noble Singer is in lane number 5. Joe Leonard from Davenport is in lane number 6. And Aaron Allegre, I beg your pardon, is in lane 7. 200-yard breaststroke. 4 laps, 8 wall touches. Coming up on our first turn, our first 50, and it's 27.94 is our leader for Rotier. And at the halfway mark at 101.07 is Christian Rotier. The seed time to beat here is 2:11 for Barong from Bethel. And at the wall once again with 50 to go. It's gotten really close. It's Rotier over Barong, 135.64 to 135.75 on their final 50. Coming up on the wall there, you can see it. Still as close as ever. 25 yards to go. Who's going to take this heat? Opening up a slight lead there in lane number 4. Got to swim it all the way through. He's got about a quarter of a body length, and he's going to hit the wall. He's going to go 2:09.01. Kayla Barong, 2:09.01. That's a 2-second drop. Second place is going to go to Rotier, 2:09.53. Folks, that is a 7 1/4 second drop. Noble Singer goes 2:14.56. That'll bring us up to heat number 2 here. Andrew Cobble is in lane number 1. Peter Adams is in lane number 2. Marco Vucelik is in lane number 3. Owen Stender from Davenport is in lane number 4. Alex Duhame is in lane number 5 from Wayne. Joey Dumkowski is in lane number 6 from Wayne. Coy Grams from Davenport's in lane number 7. And Jimmy Villassi is in lane 8. Heat 2 of 3 here of the men's 200-yard breaststroke. And the leader, a commanding lead, 26.81 here. 26.81 for Stender from Davenport. At the halfway mark, under a minute at 56.62, it's Stender. Second place at 1:00.2 is Duhame. Coming up on the 125 wall. We're about to see the 150-yard mark, and now it is really bowling away from it. It is Owen Stender. He's at another 30.6, 127.22 going into the last 50. Stender looking for potentially his first sub-2 minute here. Can he do it? On his way back. We're not missing this finish, folks. Stender at 155, 156. I think he's got it, folks. Did he get it? He did. 158.94. He goes sub-2 for the first time in his career. Congratulations, Owen Stender, on winning the second heat. 158.94. That is a 10-second drop for Stender. Second place on that one will go to Duhame, who goes 2:05.82. That, folks, is an 8-second drop. When you get these 10-second drops, yeah, I know it's 200 yards, but that's still nothing short of remarkable. Give credit where credit is due. And for Owen Stender, who won that one, it was his first time under 2 minutes in the 200-yard breaststroke and a 10-second drop. Our final heat here of the prelims for the men's 200-yard breaststroke. Tony Parlato from Aquinas is in lane number 1. Eric Gamble. Let me switch the camera here real quick. Eric Gamble is in lane number 2. Luke Martin is in lane number 3. Richard Polasic is in lane number 4 from Davenport. Josh Rotier from Saginaw Valley is in lane number 5. Ethan Halwerda is in lane number 6. Caesar Robles is in lane number 7. And Arthur Marquez is in lane number 8 from Saginaw Valley. Coming up on our first turn here, it's a 26-18 for Polasic. He's got the lead just barely over Rotier's 27-42. Opening up the lead in lane number 4 at the turn on the first 100, 55-70 for Polasic. It's a very impressive first 100. Second place, Rotier, 59-25. He's on pace to go sub-2 as well. We'll keep an eye on this one. On the way back, continuing to move through at the wall, 31:07, 126.77. Polasic wants his first sub-2. His best was 2:04.67. On his way back at the 150 mark, does he have enough juice to go sub-2? It's going to be close. Here's the wall, 58, 59, 159.23. He did go sub-2. Congratulations, Richard Polasic. Your first sub-2 in the 200, 159.23. That is a 5-second drop. Second place on that goes to Rotier, who goes 2:04.35. Folks, that is a 9-second drop for him. Again, great swims all around. Third place goes to Halwerda. He goes 2:14.22. That's a 4-second drop. Again, folks, to use my favorite line, the swimmers are going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in the water here tonight. Today. This morning. We're still technically morning, so that's insane. All right, we are now going to transition into the 100-yard backstroke. This is heat 1 of 4 for the women in the 100 back. Claire Hines from Aquinas is going to be in lane number 1. Ellie Fontanetta is in lane number 2. Lane number 3 is Emma McNamara. Lane number 3 is Aubrey Valzen. Lane number 5 is Isabella Newitt. Lane number 6 is Katie Sanders. And lane number 7, it's Marina Tarlev from Wayne. We're underway. This is just 2 laps. At the first wall right now. We are cruising along here, folks. The 100-yard backstroke inside the flag. Let's see the first 50. The time will be down in lane number 7, I believe. It is Tarlev, who goes 29:31. Still coming up here at the turn. Still with the lead down in lane 7. Let's follow her all the way back. Coming up, holding the lead here in the prelims. All the way down lane 7. That's going to win it. Tarlev from Wayne. She goes 101.25. That's her personal best. Second place is going to go to Valzen, who goes 104.44. That's a 2-second drop. Third place was Hines from Aquinas, 107.03. Good swims all around, folks. I got one swimmer still finishing. Let's take a look at them. I think that is Ellie Fontanetta, about to hit the wall, making her way home. I'm kind of shielded here from, you guys might see it better than I on the camera angle. And here she's coming into our line of sight. I'll switch that to the second angle here. Might have a better view in about a stroke or two. Yes, we do. Her goal, or her time to beat, is 2:20. It's going to be close. I don't think she's quite got enough zip left in the doodah, but a good swim nonetheless here. Inside the flags. And she will hit the wall to the roaring approval of the crowd. Real quickly, you got a chance to see the times. Don't get to do that very often here in the prelims. All right, now we are coming up to heat number 2 of the 100-yard backstroke. In this heat, it's Jessica Bayer is in lane number 1. Kelsey Thomas is in lane number 2. Chelsea Engelsman is in lane number 3 for Davenport. Leah Tunney is in lane number 4. Caitlin Inman is in lane number 5. Michaela Vanisdale is in lane number 6. Rachel DeVries is in lane number 7. And Mary Grace Doyle from Aquinas is in lane number 8. They are underway, and off they go. 100-yard backstroke, 4 wall touches, 2 laps. There's our first flip turn. Coming up on our first 50 in the lead, lane number 3. It is Chelsea Engelsman with a 27.78. She is looking to go sub 1 minute for the first time in her career. It is going to be real close. At the wall, coming home. At 53 seconds, I think she's going to do it, folks. She's got a body length lead. She hits the wall. 57.38 for Chelsea Engelsman. Her first sub 1 minute in the 100-yard backstroke. Congratulations, and she wins the heat. 57.38. Second place was McDowell. No, I beg your pardon. It was Tunney with a 58.96. And heck, also under a minute at 59.41 is Inman. Those are all personal bests for all 3 of them. Congratulations to the swimmers in that heat. And the winner, Chelsea Engelsman. We're now into the third heat here. Let me switch up the angle here. In this third heat, we have Natasha Astrakis from Saginaw Valley in lane number 1. Zoe Vance is in lane number 2. Carolyn Holmes is in lane number 3. Erin McDowell is in lane number 4. Evie Dice is in lane number 5. Jalen Harrison is in lane number 6. Kayla Dubel is in lane number 7. And finally, Mackenzie Knowlton from Davenport is in lane 8. At the halfway mark, it is 28:08 for McDowell in the lead. But, man, that is less than 0.4 of a second between first and third place. We're coming up on our final flip turn here. It is too close to call from the naked eye. They're on their way, home sweet home. It is right now looking like lane 4's got it by half a body length, and it will be Erin McDowell hitting the wall, 57.89 for first place. That's a 2.5 drop. Second place in that heat will go to lane number 3 with a time of 58.28. That's a 2nd and a 3rd drop. I beg your pardon, 2-second drop for Carolyn Holmes. Some great swims all around once again. Man, is this fun. That water is really chopping. I'm going to say this is a fast pool. I'm going to say that because I'm the aquatics director, so I'm very biased. And we're underway in our 4th and final heat here of the women's 100-yard backstroke. We have Kayla Mole in lane number 1. Sydney Slepian is in lane number 2. Paige Howell, lane number 3. Maddie Chorley's in lane number 4. Ella Banning is in lane number 5. Lane number 6, it's Haley Waters. Lane number 7, Lily Galladay. And lane number 8, Elise Mason. At the first flip turn, it is 27:33, our leader in lane number 4, Maddie Chorley. Back 50 right now. Do we have anybody with a negative split in them? Here come the holding a substantial lead right now. Come on. At the wall with a time, 57:07, our best tonight, or this afternoon, morning. Maddie Chorley, 57:07. That is a 2-second drop exactly for Chorley. Second place on that one will go to Paige Howell. And Paige had a time of 58:83. And that, folks, was a 2-second drop. Fun, fun, fun. Now on to the 3 heats for the men in the 100-yard backstroke. It'll be Logan Stombaugh from Saginaw Valley's in lane number 1. Nick Joswick is in lane number 2. Evan Miller is in lane number 3. Eric Slabbert is in lane number 4. Zachary Gieskin is in lane number 5. And from Davenport, in lane number 6, it's Ryan Harrison. And lane number 7, Evan Ward from Aquinas. 100-yard backstroke here for the men. Coming up on our 50-yard mark here at the halfway mark. It will be, it's close, but Slabbert at 24:59. Final 50. Coming up on the last flip turn. Hitting it. Now they're making their way back home. $12 yards to go. And hitting the wall, taking the first heat with a time of 50:40. That was Slabbert, Eric Slabbert, 50:40. A 2.5 drop. Second place goes to Miller at 52:27. That is almost a 3-second drop there. That brings us up into the second heat. In lane number 1, it'll be Ryan Kruger. Lane number 2, it's Kiana Gurecki. Lane number 3, it is Chase Aruskavikis. Lane number 4, it's Nicholas Klenner. Lane number 5, it's Marco Cabrera Durate. Lane number 6, it's Jack Spicer. And finally, in lane number 7, it's Drew Gingerich. Swimmers are in the water. The seed time to beat here in this heat is 51:93. They're off. Some good starts there. The water is, as I said, it is really choppy in there, which is indicative to some fast swimming. Making their way back here for the first 50. At the halfway mark in lane number 4, it's Klenner, 24:38. This, though, is still a 3-horse race here as they do their turn, making their way back home. Opening up the lead now. Actually, it's a noticeable lead. And hitting the wall with a time of 50:16 is Nicholas Krenner. Second place on that one will go to Cabrera Durati from Davenport, who goes 52:49. That's a second drop. Third place will go to Aruskavikis with a 52:83 and a 2-second drop. All right, our final heat here for the men's 100-yard backstroke. It'll be Mitchell McMath in lane number 1. Bryce Rodriguez is in lane number 2. Jack Fries is in lane number 3. Alejandro Robles Ruiz is in lane number 4. Clayton Kennard is in lane number 5. Ian Clapp is in lane number 6. And Colin Neely is in lane 7. Already at that first flip turn there, making their way back home. Inside the flags at the first 50, our leader, 23:77 for Robles Ruiz. Let's see that final flip turn coming up. There it is. Still with the lead, coming home. Inside the flags and taking the third heat with a time of 49:52. We have our first sub 50 here of the day, 49:52. From Saginaw Valley, Alejandro Robles Ruiz. He drops almost a second off his time. Second place on that one will go to Clayton Kennard. He goes 50:78. And third place was Jack Fries, who goes 52:79. And that was a 2-second drop. Some good times once again. All right, now we're into the sprint, folks. This is the first of 6 heats for the women in the 50-yard freestyle. All right, we have Kayla Logius in lane number 3. Anna Bensteed is in lane number 4. And Murphy Crawford is in lane number 5. At the turn on their way home. And taking the first heat with a time of 26:34. That's a personal best for Kayla Logius. Let's take a look real quickly who we have in heat number 2. Asaya Shank is in lane number 1 from Davenport. Avery Connors is in lane number 2. Anika Fawcett's in lane number 3. Dylan Phillips is in lane number 4. Sarah Norman's in lane number 5. Nikayla Sampson is in lane number 6. And Lily Heath is in lane number 7. At the halfway mark right now, they're making their way home. Seed time to beat here is a low 26. They are inside the flags. This is close. Might be lane 1 right here. And it is. Shank goes 25:41 to capture this heat. Second place goes to Fawcett, 25:85. That's a 2.5-second drop. And that'll bring us up into heat 3. Sydney Slepian is in lane number 1. Vivian Kunkler's in lane number 2. Camila Lynn is in lane number 3. Emma Scott's in lane number 4. Brooke Hauser's in lane number 5. Micah Casper's in lane number 6. Samantha Kassler's in lane number 7. And Kylie Clark is in lane number 8. coming up at the flip turn on their way home. It's too close to call again. I expected no different here. Looking at this at the naked eye, maybe lane 6. And it is. Micah Casper goes 25-15 to capture that heat. Congratulations, Micah. 25-15. That is a second drop. Second place was in lane number 4. Emma Scott, who went 25-27. And that's a 3/4 drop. They're having them stand up, so it's Grace Charnstrom is in lane number 1. Lily Galladay is in lane number 2. Juliana Weir is in lane number 3. Elizabeth Wolf's in 4. Haley Waters is in lane number 5. Maya Points is in lane number 6. Taylor King is in 7. And Emma Norman is in lane 8. They have no time to dilly-dally on these. They're already on their way back home. And hitting the wall, taking this with a time of 24:65, it is Haley Waters. 24:65, that's a half a second drop. Second place on that one will go to, the second place is lane 4, 24:77 for Elizabeth Wolf. Okay, we are now into the 5th heat. It is Julia Mizik from Davenport's in lane number 1. Veronica Markwood is in lane number 2. Sabine Bradford's in lane number 3. Marie Taylor's in lane number 4. Megan Clifford's in lane number 5. Evie Dice is in lane number 6. Lane number 7 is Mika Rapsky. In lane number 8, it is Solarski. And winning it with a time of 23:85 is Taylor. 23:85. What a swim there by Maggie Taylor. Second place on that one went to lane 3, 24:16. A second drop for Sabine Bradford. Our final heat, 6 of 6 here for the women. It's Kirsten Stoddard in lane number 1. Emil Helgren is in lane number 2. Ella Yance is in 3. Hannah Gorecki is in lane number 4. Marina Tarlev is in lane number 5. Julia Katulski is in lane number 6. Ashley Perry is in 7. And Peyton Michalowski is in lane number 8. Mikulski on their way home. And this was another dandy. I think it's lane 4 has it. And it will be Gorecki who goes 24:06 to get it. 24:28 for Tarlev is second place. 24:06. Marina Tarlev gets second place, but congratulations to Hannah Gorecki. Her 24:06 is a half a second drop, and it was good enough for first place in that 6th prelim heat. Now we're on to the guys. In this first heat, we have Grant Bickering in lane number 3. Trevor Tucci is in lane number 4. Alex Dabrowitsky is in lane number 5. And Casey Dolan is in lane number 6. On their way home. First of 6 heats here. It's going to go to lane number 5. Alex Dabrowitsky will win it with a 22:37. And a nice swim all around. 37:53. That's a second and a half drop for Trevor Tucci. Nicely done. In heat number 2, it's Mohammed Elawat in lane number 1. Christian King is in lane number 2. Sawyer Shank is in lane number 3. Lucas Harding is in lane number 4. Nolan Jankovic is in lane number 5. Caden Allen is in lane number 6. Jake Forsythe in lane 7. And Andrew Cobble is in lane 8. On their way home already. And let's see who's going to win the second heat. It is really close. I think it's lane 4. And it is 24-21 for lane 4. Lucas Harding takes that one. Second place on that is right underneath him, and Nolan Jankovic. And now we're on to heat number 3 of 6. Mitchell McMath is in lane number 1. Baron Robar is in lane number 2. Joey Dubkowski is in lane number 3. Elliot Matyak is in lane number 4. Braden Augustine is in 5. Carlos Jean Fernandez is in lane number 6. Sibi Raj is in 7. And Aaron Allegra is in lane 8. At the flip turn right now, as you can see, close race. Making their way home right now, it will be, I don't know, it might be lane 2. And it is. Baron Robar from Aquinas goes 22-44. That's a second drop to take the heat. And heat number 4, it's going to be Colin Chi in lane number 1. Michael Quintana is in lane number 2. Noah Barstad is in lane number 3. Stuart Nowinski is in lane number 4. Joa Pedro Noguera is in lane number 5. Gavin Cruz is in lane number 6. Jimmy Violasi is in lane number 7. And Gage Pompliello is in lane number 8 for Davenport. They're off. Coming up on that turn. Man, the pace on this one definitely picked up. They're heading home right now. And it looks like lane 4's got this one. 20-52 for Nowinski. $20.52 for Stuart Nowinski wins this one. Second place, 21.57 was Barstead. Now we are into heat number 5. Ryan Kruger is in lane number 1. Eric Perzak is in lane number 2. Porter Hoffman is in lane number 3. Michael Wolsek is in lane number 4. Kevin Mills is in lane number 5. Logan Burnt is in lane number 6. Henry Booker is in lane number 7. Gabe Carell is in lane number 8. Boom, bang, bang, they're off. Again, they had such a nice start there that the water is choppy. See if I can catch back up to them for the flip turn. They're on their way home right now. And it will be, I think lane 4 has it again. And Wolsek goes 20-25 with a 20-73 for Kevin Mills from Davenport in second place. Good swims all around. And heat number 6 is 6. It'll be Connor Spanos in lane number 1. Matt Dumpsky is in lane number 2. Lane number 3 is Timothy Braun. Lane number 4 is Luca Vetko. Lane number 5, it's Cameron Whitfield. Lane number 6, it's Miguel Hernandez. Lane number 7, it's DeMarcus Washington. And lane number 8, it's Manuel Casado. Bingo, bango. They are off to the races, folks. At the halfway mark, flip turn coming. On their way home. Crowd is really going nuts on this one. Looks like lane 4 with a huge 20-10. I thought he had a chance. Luca Zedko from Wayne goes 20-10, dropping 0.2 of a second. Second place above him is Braun, who goes 21-48. And that's about 0.4 of a second drop. Third place, 21-52. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that was it already. We have a couple time trials coming up. But that will conclude. Is diving still going on? I'll catch us up on diving. But it looks like they're done too. So I guess, folks, that's going to just about do it here for our prelim. I tell you what, folks, it was a great morning of swimming. We had over 78 personal best swim times today. 78 plus personal best swim times. It was just a very fast, a very fun prelim morning. And if you think the prelims were fun, Don't go anywhere. You got to be back here tonight at 6 o'clock for the finals. I think we're going to see a lot more fast times in, including maybe a record or two. But that's what this meet is all about. A lot of these teams look at this one as the mid-season meet. This is kind of wrapping up before you got the break at the holidays for Thanksgiving, final exams, Christmas, and the holidays there start back up at the literally right after the holiday week. And so, folks, I suspect we're going to continue to see some more great swimming and diving coming up here for you this evening. But that's going to wrap up this session of it today. Once again, remember, the finals tonight begins at 6 o'clock. I'll go on the air about 5:50. This will be our order for this evening. It'll be the 100 fly, 200 free, 400 IM, 200 breast, 100 back. Then we'll have the 50 free. We'll take a break, and we'll end with the 400-yard freestyle relay. All right, for my tag team partner, executive director, and producer, Chase Joseph, I'm Joey Sutherland. A big thank you to all of you at home. Please help me out, do me a solid, and not only click the like, but click subscribe. I would be forever in your debt. That's going to do it here for this morning. Until this evening, thanks for watching, everybody, and enjoying our coverage of the Don Kimble Memorial Invitational Swim and Dive, brought to you by Davenport University.